Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So, a couple of people wrote me yesterday on Facebook and asked if I would draw a face on the background because they didn't, because I usually will draw a face on a different piece of paper, cut it out, and add it to a background. So, I've done a couple of these where I've painted on, so that's what I'm gonna do now. And as you can see, this is from yesterday when I was doing with the jelly plate, and I was printing off. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use a color for the face, a flesh color. Now I will be doing. I've gotten quite a few requests to do face paint in regular colors because I always tell you guys to go get Roy G. Biv black, white, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and black and white as your base of acrylic paint. You can get it inexpensively, and then you'll have, a lot of colors to use. And so I was asked a few times to do that, so that'll be coming up. But for this, I'm just going straight with a flesh color. And this is all dry. Now, some of this is non-permanent, it's reactivated, but I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm not going to worry too much about it. If you want to paint on here without lifting up any of that color, you can use gesso first. I'm not going to. I'm just going straight with the face. So now there's many ways that you can do this, and I am just going to take a paintbrush. Where's my paintbrush? Oh, you know what? I'll just use this one. And I'm going to go in, and I'm going to use it like this, like a pencil, the flat part. I'm not going to paint like this. I'm going to do like this. And all I'm going to do, now you can go with your pencil and draw in if you want. I'm just kind of going to go for it. And I think I'm going to make this a one of my big hair girls on here. So I'm not going to worry too much. So I'm just going to go in and do an oval shape and then color it in, paint it in rather. And this is, like I said, but you can use white, you can use whatever color you want. This is just how we're gonna rock this. And you can see it's on there. And I'm gonna just make it a little wider on top. Like that. Now, if you're painting on, like I'm doing, you know that you're not gonna, and you're not using gesso, it's gonna peep through. Doesn't matter. I like the peep through. If you don't want peep through, if you don't want it peeping through, then make sure you use your gesso. Or, and I'm going to put her neck right here. Or if you don't have gesso, use white. Use white. You just want a base coat. Now, these are matte, so they'll dry fairly quick. And you can go over it a couple more times. As you can see, not much is coming through, just a little of the color, but it kind of goes with the whole background. You guys know, those of you who have been with me, when I have backgrounds like this and it's so bright, I'll go and white it out a little bit and then take off some of that white so this still peeks through. I'm not going to do that right this second, but for this, I'm going to, this is really all I'm going to do as far as the skin tone. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to dry it real quick, just real quick to get to getting. So this isn't a 6 million hour video. You can see it dries so quick. This Martha Stewart heat gun is like my favorite thing in the world anymore, I swear, because it dries so fast. I didn't realize having such a old heat gun that it did affect how it dried. I don't know. Crazy. Okay, so another thing that you guys ask me a lot to do is paint with paint when I'm doing a face, and not do not draw, because a lot of you do not have what's it called, waterproof ink, and I get that. Now I tell you guys all the time, if you're in for get Sharpies, get whatever color Sharpies. This is a fine. I love the fine ones, but you can definitely use a regular one as well. but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do here is you can see this color and it's definitely lighter than that. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to take a small paintbrush. You can see that's small. I'm going to dip it in. I don't want too much on it. And I'm going to go in and judge where I want my eyes. So my eyes are going to be here. Okay, so I will see where they're at. Now I'm going to just take a little bit more and I'm going to do the nose. And I'm going to bring the nose down far on this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put nostril here and a nostril there. Let me move in just a little bit. I must have moved my camera up a bit. Okay. And then I'm going to do the loop. And then just the nose. Just some brackets. Nothing major. You can make it thinner, longer, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. And then I'm going to come right down and then I'm going to do the lips. So I'm not doing my special drawings that I know I have to do a video on that, but for the circles, I do it all the time. You can find them on here. I'll link one down below if I remember. I'm going to do a V like that. And then down here will be the end of my lips. And then just do your curve and bring it there. Okay, a little bit more. The little, you want to use a little bit of paint. You don't want to be too much. Now you can see I'm going below where I put my line, so I can paint over it, no big deal. I'll probably paint this in, but I have my lips. And now I'm just going to do the line through. And I'll give her a little turn up on the end. Just a little turn up, All right. Now I'm going to work on the eyes. Now, I put this line here, so I can make her sleep. Obviously, I can make her eyelids and make her eyes, her eyes closed. What the heck? Okay. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make her have regular eyes. So I'm going to take point to point and point this way. And then, okay. And then I'm going to do it on the other side. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay down a little bit of this. I'll show you. All right, you see that? And I'm going to paint this in with this color. And this is going to end up being a gesso. And you can do this with white as well if you want to. I'm just using this because it's here, but I want to show you. This will become my eye. And a little bit on the other side. And this is for Tiffany and Robin. Tiffany and Robin, that's who wrote me. I gotta try to remember. I like putting it in the title so then they know that I did it. Okay. So you see I have the eyes, they're in there. And then I'll just go in with a little bit and do a little bit of the eyebrow. And we'll go over it with a darker, but we're just kind of, it's almost like we're mapping it out. You know what I mean? Which I guess essentially is what we're doing. All right, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to make this neck a little more noticeable for myself. And her chin. And the chin's going to go right under the lips. Okay? Very, very simple. So now we want to decide what color eyes that we want to give her. So, I don't know, let's do purple today. Maybe she has some fake eyes in. And I'm not drawing or anything. I'm just taking a little bit. I'm just going to use this paintbrush as my drawing tool. Now, if you have brushes that maybe are, I don't know, we'll say ruined, or the bristles don't work like you like it or whatever, you can cut and just leave a little sliver in the middle. If you guys want a video on that, let me know down below. I'll do it. And then you can use this as your smaller brush instead of going out and buying one. I have a lot of paintbrushes that are ruined where the bristles don't, you know, do their thing anymore. All right, so now I'm just going in and I'm laying down color in a circle for her eyes, and I'm going to do it in the other one. I put a dot in the middle, and then I'm just going to kind of move my hand in a circle and move those bristles around. A little more. And you might have to get a little more. I'm only using a little bit. Okay. Looks like we're doing spin art with our paintbrush. I know, speed it up, Cal, right? All right, you get the point. Okay, so I have my eyes. They look different, of course. This one I left the dark in the middle, so I'm just gonna, but I don't care. Okay, so we have the eyes, and I'm not gonna go on and be spectacular and make sure, because once they dry, I would probably put another cone on there, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. And while I'm waiting, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna still use the purple. I'm gonna use the purple again because it's here and it's easy, and I'm gonna take a brush and I'm going in to the purple, and this is Americana multi-surface satin, and I'm just going for hair. Not worrying. And I'm going to wet my brush because I want this to kind of spread this out for me. And I'm okay with the background coming through. It just adds interest. But you can definitely make it opaque and make it so nothing comes through. It's totally up to you. But why not use that to your advantage and, you know, work with it. But I know some people don't like, you know, they have a way in their head of how they want it. And I say, it's yours. You do whatever you want. But you just don't have to. Okay. And then we'll figure out what kind of hair do we want to give her. How about we just kind of round it off for now. That's why my brushes are so used, because I just use the crap out of them. Now you definitely can go in with your smaller brush now. I'm going to pull some of this off of here instead of get more, and then we can decide if you want hair. So we can pull hair down that way, get some more of this, and then pull it that way. And color it in, paint it in, whatever word you want to say. Okay. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay, now I'm gonna clean up my brush here in case I have any more paint. Okay, throw that in there. So now I'm going to, you know what? See, this is why I do. Okay, I'm going to do these eyebrows purple because her hair is purple. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Okay, now let's take some brown. Some good old brown. Huh, what color? Do a lighter brown. Oh, we don't want more than penny, do we? No, we don't. All right, how about some brown sugar? Shake these up because these multi-surface satins are delicious, but they separate because they're satin and they have a little bit of gloss in them. And you want to make sure that you mix it. Okay. I'm going to take my little brush again. And I'm just going to lay this on there. And I'm going to go around. Now, what I'm going to do is, because now she has like surprised eyes. Hello, I'm surprised. We don't necessarily, I mean, you might want that for this. That would be fun to do. It'd be like a creepier kind of like, crap, I just saw a spider or something like that. But on this one, I'm going to show you. So, okay, we have the eyes, the eyeballs in. And we don't want her to always necessarily look scary. So what we're going to do is we're going to go halfway here, you know, where the point is, and we're going to take it over the top of that eyeball. And look how that makes all the difference in the world, that little teeny bit. Unless, like I said, I love doing things like that, but you know, in this one I'm not. So you see how we did that? We're going to do the same over here. And watch how it changes it. It just changes it immensely. So now, take a little bit more, and you use whatever color you want. I'm just using this brown here. And I'm going to take the fuzzy that is driving me nuts there off. And I'm going to go and trace now here with my brush and kind of color it in. And this can be a color if you're doing eyeshadow or whatever. But right now, I'm just going to rock that right like that. And same thing over here. Get that line in there. And you can do a couple coats. You don't have to just do one coat, but it's up to you. I'm only going to do one here. And then I'm going to draw. Now, you don't have to draw the eyelid underneath, you know, the eye. This would be completely fine. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me put the pupils in and show you. What? I went and rinse my brush off. Let me do the nose and all real quick while I'm sitting here. So I'm going to take that same color, a little bit on the brush, and I'm going to go in and just kind of trace the nose. And you can see right here, it's a little darker because all I do is I put my finger down and lift it up. I mean, don't squiggle it or nothing. Just put it down, lift it up. And what it'll do is it'll take some of that dark harshness away, which I do quite a bit on a lot of things. I'm also known as harsh sometimes. Yeah. All right. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to just trace where the lip is. Just a little bit. It's just going to add a little bit of dimension. We'll probably put color on it, but if we don't, you'll see. I mean, there's no reason I won't. Okay, but you can see, I just want you to see it a little bit better. So, and you can see, here's something that happens, and this is what you have to embrace. So I recommend this for people who have a issue with just letting go in doing art. Look, I have OCD for many, many, many things, and there's a lot of things that I won't let go, but you know, when it comes to painting. But one of the things I love doing, why I do the Odd Girls, why I do these kind of things, why I do a lot of the art I do, is to show you guys that it doesn't matter. Your nose might not look like my nose. Your lips, okay? So you can see some of that purple coming up underneath that bottom. Now that would kill somebody with their OCD, because they'd be like, that's coming through. It's making a mark. To me, that's why I want you guys to do this, to show you that, you know what, just go with it. This is what we're doing. Look at this background. This is what we're doing. This is how we do it. All right? Don't get caught up on that. So now anywhere I really have the white, I'm just going to kind of go in. This is just going to be like a shadow color almost, just so, you know, where the white ends up being the shadow. Because we didn't even do anything down here yet. And I'm not going to probably. I mean, we'll see. I don't want to keep you guys here forever. Okay, so let me get, while I'm in my head here, let me get black. And let me put it in. That's what she said. Okay, so I have some black. And just going to do the tip again because we just want a little bit. And now you can use your circle template if you have one. I'm not going to, because I know a lot of you don't have it, and some of you, you know, want to see how to do it without. So all I'm going to do is take that on there, and I'm going to touch right in the middle of that eye with it. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. And we have that. So now just go in very carefully, or as careful as you want to be, really, and just go around that circle. And don't worry if it's not. I mean, it should be circle, but we're not caring about that. We're making a little funky little girl. Okay? Now you look at that, how good. So, how good it is. I'm just going to pat myself on the back. What the heck is that, Cal? All right. Now this one will come up a big blob, right? And you just do little strokes and make your pupil. Very simple, no big deal. And you see how that brings it to life. Now, rinse my brush. So you can see that you don't have to put that bottom on your eye, right? But let's say we want to. So I'm going to take, so you can see it both ways. I'm going to take some more of that brown that I used. And I'm going to just kind of follow very lightly. And you can do whatever color you want. You can use a pen as well. I'm just going to give a little bit out there. And you see how that makes it kind of pop out a little bit more? Yeah, but like I said, it depends on what you're going for and what you want to do. Maybe your hands hurt real bad that day or something, and you just don't feel like doing it like that. And then we'll do it with this one. Okay. And essentially, that's it. Now you can, you can be a little bit more careful, whatever. I can go in with white after this is dry and white that out a little bit because you want the eyes to be a little bit more, you want them to be white. But that's with that. And then I'm not going to trace the outside of the face. I'm going to just kind of leave it like that for now. And then I'm going to take my brush again and I'm going to decide, what I'm going to do on the bottom. Well, she has a neck. So maybe, let's see what color I should do. Now you can put eyelashes on and do all that. This is just a basic non-shading. We're just rocking out a face. Let's do red. All right, so I'm going to do a lipstick color in the Americana Multi-Surface Satin. And just put it on my brush. And I'm just going to kind of do like this. Because I can do 1,000 things on here, but I want you to see once it has color, then you can stamp on top of it, put papers, you can do whatever you want. This is like her neck, be her scoop of her neck. I love how it comes out underneath of those layers. That just makes me happy. And you could do arms if you want arms. This is like fake arms I'm putting on. She's hurt. She got her hands on her hip. Okay, and then I see the last thing I want to do is wrong brush, Cal, wrong brush. I'm just going to go in a little bit more of this for the neck. So you guys can see it. Okay. And then once that's dry, I'll put on the other color, which is the face color. Try this real quick. And take this. And then we'll just go in and paint that on there. Then once it dries, you want to trace it out, you want to do whatever. Now her neck looks big because her face is. I'll show you what you could do. I'm just doing her neck. It needs to dry, so it's going to be a little lighter until I get another coat on, but just see what I'm saying. Okay. So we have that. So let's say, like, we look, we're like, oh, her neck's a little, you know, because it does. It looks a little funky right now. Needs to dry. I need to put the more of that on there, but I'm not going to worry about that. But let's take some, I have some yellow spray there, or orange spray. We'll do orange. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid off my orange. I'm going to stick my brush in. Get some of that on there. And then I'm just going to kind of go and blend it out a little bit. And you'll do it once it's dry. You don't want to necessarily do it right this second, but give it a curve. Give it a curve. And then kind of pull it out. Gosh. All right. And that'll just help. See how it helps mold it? Oh, a little better. My cats are having a blast behind me. I don't know if you guys can hear them. I really don't know. And now I'm just going to go in one more time with that face color. Now this face color is not going to come up the same on here because this picked up some of that bottom. So that's something to keep in mind. But honestly, I don't really care. You can put dots here and make a necklace, whatever. But the point of it is, you see, we did this on a mixed media paper. And once it's all dry, I would probably take a lighter color and go over this. What color would I use? Let me do it real quick. How about we use like a neon orange, just to see. And I'm going to put it on those white areas. There's a couple white areas. Because I don't necessarily want to make all of that covered over. I just want to add some color on those white spots. I see the little bats in there. I did. Oh, I spilled that all there. That's enjoyable. Okay, a little bit more water. A little more down here. And then you see all that white's covered. And you still got that delicious color underneath. I'm going to wipe this up underneath here where a little bit more. And that's it. And you have the whole background covered and you did a face on it. So definitely try this. It's not, you know, it's not that big of a deal. You don't always have to draw on a piece of paper and glue it. You can definitely work on the piece of paper that you used. Now you can see here, I did not trace the face. If you want to trace the face, by all means, trace the face. Let's see. Or put your arm right into the wet paint that you just put down. All right, but you can definitely, you know, outline. I like it both ways, so I don't care. And you can outline this. I do like the very graphic look of everything outlined, but you can see you can do it. And I didn't do it as perfect as anything. And then for the lips, I'll do a little red. I'll use a water-soluble pencil, or you can use a watercolor crayon or whatever. I'm just going to lay this in. To give it a little bit of color. Okay, take your wet brush, just a little bit. You don't want too wet. And just activate that. And there you go. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. And like I said, you can do it very easily. So make sure you try it. Make sure you let me see it. I love seeing what you guys do, but it's really fun just to do it on a piece that where you're just working on one piece, and you can do your backgrounds with markers and you can do them with crayons, whatever you have, use it. Don't think that you have to have, this was just a piece that I cast off extra paint. So, always look at your stuff differently. So I hope this helped you guys. And as always, be kind to each other. You never know about somebody else is fighting. Leave me any questions that you have. And like I said, I hope y'all have a great day. Talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.